Chelsea have just sacked Enzo Maresca, making him sad and bold. Um, Obviously, the biggest question coming from this is whether the sacking was deserved. Kind of. They're like probably the fourth best squad in the league. Their underlying goal difference per 90 is like around there. They're like, I mean, they are not fourth for under, like, was it for that? Um, but they're like fine, I guess. I mean, Maresca could be doing better with the squad. It's a decent. It's not a great squad. Um, they're fine. Um, does he care? Probably not though. Because reports have been coming out for a while now that Man City have rated him. Pep is coming up on, I believe, 10 years. You've got to imagine that at some point he's going, and both Ornstein and Romero say um, that Maresca is still in line for the Man City job. So I don't, whether it's deserved or not, that like, does it matter? He was probably going to go at some point. Maybe you could have got another season out of him, but would that season have even been that good? Is he even that good? He's kind of just a man. Um, the problem you've got at Chelsea is the villain of the piece. If you can see this arrow here, the villain is Todd Bowley, because he's got a 1 billion squad with a child fetish. I know net spend; it's not actually a billion. But if you have spent £1 billion, you should have a great 20-something man squad, and Chelsea have a good 20-something man squad. Actually, Chelsea have got a good some like 30-something man squad, but it should be better. Um, the issue is, of course, is child fetish. Um, if anyone dares to be at 24 years or older, um, this won't do for the villain of the piece. Um, was it, which leads into Blue Co. Um, it's Bookkeeper FC. Um, they're very good at breaking FFP, being able to spend anything. Was it? They'll sell the women's team to themselves. They'll amortize everything. They'll buy their own hotels. It doesn't matter if you can finagle spending loads of money if you spend it on crap. The next manager for Chelsea is going to be the Blue Co boy. Was it Liam Rosina at Strasbourg? He did quite well at Hull. Obviously, he got a bit of criticism because they went and spent buttloads of money. Um, was it in January on? Oh my God, they spent loads on loans. I'm trying to remember because they had Philogene, but that was at the beginning of the season. Delat was the beginning of the season. Tyler Moore was. I can't remember. They got people in on loan, um, for all the money, and then they managed to finish seventh. But Hull regressed massively after that. Beginning of the season, playoffs would have been crazy. They didn't get it in the end, but it was still seen as where they were around Christmas time, a bit of a failure. He's at Strasbourg now. I believe they're seventh. Last year they bottled Champions League football again, um, which is kind of what he's kind of like. He seems like a decent manager. Um, I don't think as a Chelsea fan I'd be particularly excited for him. Like, he's just fine, and again he's as it says here, Blue Cowboy. Um, yeah, he just is going to be a mouthpiece for the Blue Co football group. He's going to let them continue doing their child fetish stuff. That listen, like, he is fine, but I imagine he'll do about 18 months. Um, Maybe he'll do longer because I think he'll just get along with whatever Blue Co tell him to do. Um, and I'm sure. I mean, the only reason he goes quite quick, like the only way he'd go quite quickly, is um just the football being awful. But I don't think it will. I think he's fine. I don't think he's great, but it leads us back to do they just need competent recruitment? Yes, because they're breaded. They just need to get people who are smart football people in the football club. They need a director of football, a technical director, whatever the job role's going to be. They need someone overlooking the football side who knows about football. It's the same thing that's been said about Manchester United for years. It's now what's being said about Chelsea. They can spend all this money, which is brilliant. They, I mean, it is a massive advantage in football, and they've got a few key pieces to a great footballing team. I think Reece James, Caicedo, Cole Palmer, all terrific. Mark Cucurella, all terrific. They're still running around with kind of whoever it's centre back, Bob Sanchez in goal. Who's like, and again, like their centre backs and Bob Sanchez, like they're good. Like Chalobah's quite good. Colwill, who's been out, is good. There are good players there, aren't great players there. They got rid of Nicholas Jackson, for João Pedro and Liam Delap. Liam Delap just looks like a bloke. João Pedro, good footballer, probably not. He's not a great centre forward. Maybe a great footballer, not a great centre forward. Could work off if you had some winger like then you've got Esteval who could be great. Not probably not there yet, but at 18 he's got all the promise you'd want. So like they've got bits of a really good squad. Um, but you'd hope they'd have more than bits of a really good squad. Because if you think of the best players there, what I think Caicedo, Esteval, and Palmer are the only Blueco ones. Um, I think Cucurella and Reece James were before. Were they before Blueco? Cucurella might not be. Cucurella. I'm not too sure. Either way, I don't think it really matters. Um, if you go and look at Blueco's hit rate on transfers, they're crap. But they're going to continue spending big money every summer. So if you just got moderately clever spending this money, you don't even have to have a perfect hit rate. You don't have to have great recruitment. You just have to have competent recruitment, I think. And you could fix most of the issues. Anyway, that's kind of all for this video. Just wanted to say, Enzo Maresca being sacked. It's like the most nothing thing I've seen in football in a while. I don't really care. This Chelsea ownership would just churn managers and players. They can't sit on their hands if they've got anything decent. There always needs to be a state of flux. Um, I don't really know what they're doing, but that makes two of us because neither do the board. Um, it's just quite funny watching them. Anyway, let me know. Am I wrong? Are they not run by morons? Yeah. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subs or whatever.